All right. It's another episode of the Pin High podcast presented by Golficity. It's gonna be a little bit different of a week this week. We got a lot to promote with the WGC match play event. We'll be slightly going over the Honda, but it's mainly going to be bracketology talk for the WGC. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's get inside the ropes real quick. The Honda Classic kind of got screwed by March Madness happening and just a bad field this year.
I mean, not only a bad field. I mean, no one really came close to Matt Jones.
It was. I saw it was Matt Jones. Like I saw something from PGA Tours. Like Matt Jones makes birdie on 16. He's up with 5 with 2 holes to play. And I'm like, oh well, scratch going to watch that for a couple minutes to watch the end.
Yeah. So I watched a little bit on Sunday just to see if anyone was going to give him a run, and or at least I was flipping, and no, I think
Aaron
Wise got close.
Take it on Saturday.
On Sunday he made a couple birdies early, I believe, and then he had like a triple bogey or something, and it just took him right out of it. And then the rest of the day, like a complete stress-free round of golf for Matt Jones. I mean, good for Matt Jones. His ball striking was insane this week, which I don't think he gets a lot of credit for his ball striking. He's one of the better.
His swing. I saw a video of his swing. His swing is awesome. Like it's literally just so pure, so smooth. Like nothing
not only
quirky by it all. Just so nice, easy. Like it was so nice to watch.
I don't think there's anyone that's quicker to the ball.
I love that. I love that too.
I mean, he hits the ball like when he lines up his shot. He lines it up, steps up, and literally swings.
I think it was 4 seconds.
There was a tweet I saw. It was like Matt Jones could play a full round, and time takes JB Holmes to get to the ball.
Well, that's what I was going to mention next. JB Holmes was in he was in one of the final groups this week, I believe. So there was a lot of JB Holmes coverage this week, and then a lot of Matt Jones, obviously. And just the difference between the two of them, absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, it's just I wish they because the Honda Classic, like PGA National, that's such a great course. I wish they got a better draw.
Yeah, the field wasn't what people wanted to see.
It was bad timing.
It was bad timing because of March Madness, first time behind March Madness
and the players.
2 years, and the players that right after that, and usually after the players or a major people take a week off, some sort, and it's just it wasn't for that kind of tournament. It deserved more than being what it was, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, with that being said, there were still a lot of guys hitting from weird spots this week, all over social media. I mean, if you look behind me, I got our guy Wesley Bryan with quite a look.
USC grad.
Yeah, true. With quite a look. Roback guy too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shout out.
Gotta remember that. Shout out. Good coverage for them this week. Didn't want to get the shirt dirty. Yeah. So. There was a lot of guys shirtless, wearing no pants, shoes off, hitting from the mud. Kind of crazy. See that every week.
Pretty much tied his shirt into a bra, which was something. Also, could maybe get a MeUndies sponsorship out of that.
Yeah, possibly.
PSD underwear, whatever, any brand you want. But I mean, it's just you get some weird storylines like that out of PGA National just because there's so much water.
I'm 16 of the 18 holes. So
it's a dangerous course. Like I said, like we said last week, it was amateurs specifically do a lot worse this course than any other course. I think it was just because of the water and there's.
I mean, it's about
hard. It's a hard course.
It's about keeping the ball in play and then just going to work on your approach shots, and that's exactly what Matt Jones did this week. So I feel that ties that up.
Some more storylines just to go over real quick. Brooks Koepka, I saw this too this weekend. Posted some stuff on his social media. He was on crutches in one. He had a wrap around his knee in the other. I'm not really sure if there was anything else that I'm missing, but
it was on a machine, some kind of machine. I don't know.
Yeah. It doesn't look great
No,
for his
it
return to
doesn't.
the Masters.
They said he actually had surgery on his knee. So
Yeah.
I don't. They said he's unsure if he's going to play in the Masters. I'm going to take that as he's probably not going to play in the Masters.
Probably not.
Which sucks because I mean the majors are better when you have Jordan Spieth playing well, when you have Tiger, and then when you have Brooks Koepka doing his thing. So
and Koepka
getting rid of two
Tiger.
of those.
Yeah.
So,
but another guy it's fun when he's playing well, Rory. He just added a new swing coach ahead of the Masters, Pete Cohen. I can't say I knew who this was going into this news. I saw this this afternoon or something. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it changes something because I feel like Rory hasn't been very fun to watch the past 6 months.
He's just like you said, the players. He's kind of like he was chasing distance. He's kind of like all over the place. Lost a lot of his I guess accuracy off the tee. Like he had the power, but he just lost a lot of the swing mechanics and everything like that. So I mean, golf is better when Rory is playing. Golf is better when Tiger and Jordan are playing well, but golf is better when Rory is playing well and winning a lot of tournaments too. I've
never been a huge Rory guy, but I will say when he's hitting the ball well and he's just he's also a fiery guy. He's not a dull on he's personality. It's fun to watch. I will say
if there was a major with two guys who would create must see TV or two or three guys, it'd be Bryson, Jordan, and probably Rory at this point, but not including Tiger. But if Rory was in that final group, people would watch, and he'd make it more interesting. Then he'd make an average golf fan enjoy the round more if he was contending and playing well, I guess.
I'd say the person you'd want to see most as an average golf fan right now, even over Tiger, might be Bryson.
Maybe.
Yeah,
because of how interesting and different he is. Yeah,
he's interesting. He's people, my friends who don't even watch golf that much. They're they see the videos of Bryson pointing at the sky of that one shot and just going crazy. It's Bryson moves the needle for sure.
Yes, I mean, I think going back to Rory, I think that might be part of his struggles. I think he saw what Bryson did at the U.S. Open. It was I need to start hitting it kind of far. And I think he's just swinging out of his shoes a little bit. I mean, you said he brought in Pete Cohen, he's worked with Brooks Koepka, Henrik Stenson, also Ian Poulter, Graham McDowell, Danny Willett, Sergio Garcia.
Sounds like some Masters winners to me.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's definitely, I feel like he's bringing in the right guy. So we'll see if that pays dividends for the Masters.
Hopefully it does. And hopefully he wins the Masters sometime.
Yeah. Hopefully for my bold prediction back at that episode a couple weeks ago, hopefully Rory wins the Masters this year.
Yeah.
Then one last thing. I didn't even see this, the Jordan Spieth thing. What is this?
Jordan Spieth thing?
So Jordan Spieth said that at the end of 2018, I believe, that he had a hand injury that started his downturn and kind of is the reason why he fell off from number one, which is weird because he hadn't previously said anything about this.
You never want to be hey, an excuse guy,
I mean, he said as the year went on, my grip got weaker. The club face started to open up a little bit more, and it just required more timing, and that's kind of why he wasn't as good after that run and why he dropped off so quickly.
I mean, I guess I think that makes sense. I guess because there's so much that he it literally felt like we talked about. He felt like you dropped off a cliff completely. So I guess it makes sense, but at the same time, it took 2 years to get back to where you were. It's maybe, who knows? Maybe it was all the hand, but I think there was a lot of mental issues that affected that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, he pretty much said that was a lot of the reason, but everybody has something that's going on with them, and I certainly should have handled it differently, and I feel good where I am right now. So
good response. Good response.
Yeah, he's fine right now. He's doing better right now, which that's all we can hope for. So,
and then before I plug our little March Madness bracket we got going, let's just do a quick stat of the week.
Yeah, so stat of the week. Pat sent me this one, I guess on Saturday.
Yeah.
So on Saturday at PGA National on the par 4 16th, which is the second hole of the Bear Trap, 0 birdies on Saturday. I think there was 3 on Sunday. So
that was the first time that happened
since
since 2007.
Yeah. Tough hole this week. A lot of water
yeah.
balls.
That's a hard
The bear trap will
stretch
get
of
you.
golf. That's for sure.
I mean, I really hate that. Like Matt Jones is kind of running away with it because when you play at this golf course and it's tight down the stretch, a lot of the times if you hit the ball in the water on one of the three bear trap holes, you're done. Like that's what takes you out of it, and I love watching it. If
you want any tournament to be like with that kind of finishing stretch, like to be like close, like that's one of the tournaments. Like usually it is. Like usually it's like it's drama because like you have to like if you can't survive the bear trap, like you're not going to win. Like it makes.
Imagine if we had something kind of as close as like the Lee Westwood Bryson like a couple weeks ago. It's just like coming down the wire. Like say Bryson goes in the water, all of a sudden Lee Westwood like it opens the door and he wins the tournament after being down a stretch.
Exactly.
I mean, I wish it was like that. Obviously, it wasn't this week. Maybe next year.
So let's plug the match play bracket. So we've been doing or we set up a match play bracket like March Madness type pool for this weekend. And we've got 3 sponsors for it. We haven't decided like who's going to get what for the first, second, and third officially yet, but you'll know more soon. But first is the polo from Roback, which is obviously we love Roback. Those shirts, they've changed the material over the past couple of years. Like I have one from a while ago, and it's nowhere near as good as the one they sent us. The one they sent us is like unreal.
Yeah, their shirts are really nice.
It fits so well, just like in general, like
everywhere,
neck, arms, chest, everything. And then the second one is from OGO. They make like travel bags and stuff. They didn't have a golf bag right in their inventory, so they're sending us a cool travel backpack that I picked out with my friends. And then the third one's our guys at Omada Golf. My buddy from this summer. It's like a push cart that's worth like $250. So I mean,
good deal.
Yeah, and then KPF is thrown in 12 Callaway Chrome Soft golf balls. So that's good to have.
Like that's $55 worth. No, $45 worth of value right there in the golf balls alone. I think it's like it's like 500, 600 overall.
It's a lot of
value.
It's
gonna be good. So the way you can go do that is you go to the link in our bio of our Instagram, and you just click on that. Click the enter tournament button, fill out your bracket. It's pretty much like a March Madness pool for basketball. And you sign up, win some prizes maybe.
If you're too lazy to go to the link in our bio, golficity.com/PIP-March-Madness. So
right. Also, a little shout out to the Syracuse Orange men for a Sweet 16 run. It's gonna be Final Four run.
I was also gonna say like this is like a chance of redemption for if your bracket just absolutely bomb like mine this past weekend.
Like everybody's.
So
pretty
much everyone.
In the first promo for this that I posted on Instagram, I said, odds are you're not going to have a perfect bracket this year, and like this is before the tournament started.
And those odds
and
like
those odds,
and then like literally after like the third game, like everybody's bracket was destroyed. So
unless you have Oral Roberts and Syracuse in the Final Four, you're not going to have a perfect bracket probably.
This guy had an Oral Roberts money line and 2 Syracuse money lines. So
huge.
What are you going to do? So let's move into, we're not doing skins. We're doing more just like talking about the bracket, all the picks and everything for that.
We'll call it skins.
We'll call it skins. Sure.
Yeah.
Skins Bracketology edition. But before we do that, let's get a little word in from Roback.
You probably noticed us wearing some new Roback merch over the past few episodes, whether it was the hat both me and Jake are wearing right now. Trevor has one as well. A pullover or a collared shirt. We're partnering with Roback in 2021, and we couldn't be more excited. So head to the link in our bio, add the Roback merch you want, and you'll get 15% off just by using the link. So enjoy and crave activity.
All right, let's get into skins with the course preview from Jeek.
Okay, so we have the WGC Dell Technologies Match play. This is a little bit of a weird one this week. So the field, you're going to have the golfers ranked 1 through 64. The top 64 golfers are supposed to be playing this tournament, but obviously you have Brooks Koepka's out, Tiger's out, and then Adam Scott, Justin Rose, and Gary Woodland are the other 3 to join them. Not playing this week.
Okay.
So
everybody's going to be
the only one who's not hurt. He was just like not good.
Yeah,
so
and he seems like the only one who's really in decent form as well.
Yeah,
right. There's going to be 16 groups of 4, and they're all going to play each other from Wednesday to Sunday. They're all going to play each other once, and then like there's going to be like a point system, and then when those points accumulate, whoever has the most points in those 16 groups will advance to the next round. And then it's just straight match play all the way to the final. So there'll be 1, 2, 3 rounds. Point system's a little bit weird. I mean, if you win a hole, you get 3 points. If the hole's half, you get like 0.75 points. If you lose a hole, you do minus 0.75. Holes not played, you get plus 1.6.
This just seems like is this new? Is this point system new?
I have no clue.
No, they've probably done the past.
If you win the match, you get
think it is
5
new.
points, and if the match is half, you get 2 points.
I'm surprised it's not just like, okay, if you win a match, you get 3 points. If you draw, you get 1 point. If you lose,
Well,
you
I
get
guess
0.
I guess they don't want to have ties with like the group of 4.
Oh, yeah, that makes. I guess that makes sense. Like as you could put ties, you can be like, oh, like whoever has more birdies overall, like it's like the.
So yeah, that's where these streaks come in handy. There's like streaks and bonuses. One of the streaks is if you win 3 consecutive holes, and you can only do it once per round, you get 5 points. And if you don't lose any holes in a match, you get 7.5 points, which I don't know if that's ever happened, but
it's kind of crazy.
It's interesting.
Tiger probably did that several times.
Oh yeah.
The course, Austin Country Club, par 71, 70, 82, so not really that long. It is a Pete Dye design, so look out for Siwoo Kim this week. You got some deep pop bunkers, a lot of undulations across the fairways and the greens, and precision is probably going to be important this week as well as approach game. And since it's match play, like big numbers aren't as that important. So if you make a 10, you just go to the next hole. It doesn't matter. So you probably won't even make a 10 because your partner is going to have to make something better. So key stats, I'm looking at strokes gained off the tee, specifically accuracy. You want to stay in the fairway at Pete Dye courses. Strokes gained approach is always important with the crazy greens that are usually at these courses. And also par 4s gained 450 to 500. There's a couple of holes like that. Those are going to be pretty important this week. And then just looking at previous winners, Kevin Kisner won in 2019. We didn't play this last year. He beat Matt Kuchar. Bubba Watson defeated Kevin Kisner in 2018. And then 2017, Dustin Johnson, 2016, Jason Day. Just some specials of this event. Apparently, Jason Day, Kevin Kisner, Patrick Reed, Sergio Garcia, all pretty good at match play. So definitely watch out for them.
So just like taking a look at the bracket, I'm taking a look at my bracket. The really strong region I'm looking at is the top right of this bracket. JT, Cantlay, and Reed. I don't think I put enough stock into Reed like when I first filled out this bracket, because him and Cantlay would have to play each other second round if they both won.
Yes,
I think that like winner of that matchup, if they considering they both advanced, could easily win this tournament.
Reed's like he's the guy who's like, yeah, Captain America, like match play, kind of like at your throat, like that. I feel like he lives for the match play. Like I love him, like doing well in these kind of things. I feel like Spieth is like the same kind of like Sam. It's like Spieth, like match play. They excel in match play, which is fun to watch. And like a guy like Kevin Kisner like excels in match play. Like I feel like
it is an interesting prospect. I originally, when I filled out the bracket, I had Joaquin Neiman coming out of Patrick Reed's group, and I was like, hold up, like and
then you're like,
no, you have to take into account. Gotta have Patrick Reed. So and then I ended up having actually Patrick Reed beating Patrick Cantlay, just because he's just that good at match play. My eventual winner, which we'll get into later, comes out of that next spot, so I couldn't have him winning that one. But yeah, I mean, guys like Patrick Reed, or Jason Day even is pretty good at match play.
Jason Day, yeah, and Jason Day's won this tournament before, and he's played well.
Yeah, he's won twice
at
actually.
This course, yeah. So he's a good guy. Like even that group with Scheffler and Schauffele is a good group. Like I feel like he could make a run as well. I've been winning his group and my bracket.
Now
so.
the other thing is now sometimes there's guys that are not ranked in the top 40 or so that come through this event and they just go through it and they end up winning. Kevin Kisner in 2019.
Boygard,
like he was
that last year.
He was ranked like 49th, I believe, or something like that. So I'm definitely gonna pick some upsets in this bracket because I feel like if you just go with all the favorites, you probably won't do that well. Is there places that we would target upsets?
One place I have is, I mean, I don't know if you consider because it's the 30 seed. I have Scotty Scheffler in the final 4.
That's interesting.
I think he's a guy who can rattle off birdies And
my guy in the Final Four is I have Cameron Smith and Paul Casey in the Final Four.
Good ball strikers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, looking in the first group, there's a group of Sanjay M, Victor Perez, Mark Leishman, and Russell Henley. Russell Henley is the lowest ranked player in that group. I actually have him winning that group, just based off of like form. T3 last week, and he's a pretty solid player. So you just have to look out for guys like that.
That's what I've in the group with Daniel Berger, Harris English, Brendan Todd, and Vin Royan. Berger's hurt. Harris English hasn't done anything since he won at Kapalua, and Brendan Todd hasn't finished in the top 10 all year, I'm pretty sure. So Van Royen's just like, you could like, that's a guy who 62nd in the rankings
too.
in this. Yeah, he's good. And like, he's played well. He's played well in WGC events before. Like, he could easily win that group and play like the winner of like Rahm's group.
I have a question.
But yeah.
What group, because I have one in mind, do you think is the most like competitive group out of all of these?
Yeah, so the one that I think is the group of Matthew Fitzpatrick, Matt Wolff, Corey Connors, and Jordan Spieth. I think they're all so similar.
I think they're also similar, but I think Matthew Wolff is going to come in last in that group. I think it's going to be like Spieth. I think Corey Connors, like he could make a run in this tournament. I feel like if he gets past Spieth and gets onto the like next round, like he's been playing great. Like he played great at he played well at the Players, didn't he? But
he played well before that too. But if you look at the three players of Jordan Spieth, Corey Connors, and Matthew Fitzpatrick, they've all been playing very similar lately. They're all very similar players in terms of length. And Matthew Fitzpatrick and Corey Connors, obviously tremendous ball strikers. I mean, and you can never count Matthew Wolff out, even though he hasn't been playing that well lately with his distance. If he just has a good week, and maybe match play will be good for him, not having to worry about those big holes. I don't know. I just feel like that group looks like the most contentious group out of every group that I'm looking at.
I like that group, but my opinion is the most contentious group is a group of Tyrrell Hatton, Lee Westwood, Sergio Garcia, and Matt Wallace, just because Sergio is a fiery competitor in match play. Westwood's playing phenomenal. And Hatton's, I feel like, is another fiery guy who I feel like who could take advantage of a match play kind of thing. Just and he's playing well. He's one of our most underrated players in the world. And like in a group like that with those three, like you could pick any one of those three, making out of that group. And I feel like
you definitely got Team Europe over there.
Exactly.
In that group, which is definitely interesting to look at.
Mm-hmm.
I was between. I commented this on PGA Tour Instagram with our account earlier. What they thought was the hardest group. I was between what Cheek said with the Spieth group, and I think the Morikawa, Horschel, Homa, and Poston one is interesting.
I agree with that one too,
because those are all very. I mean, Morikawa is obviously on another level, but I think they're all very similar, like good, just all around players.
They've all competed like in the last like Homa won a month ago probably. Morikawa won a couple weeks ago. Horschel's been contending, and wasn't Poston basically top 10 at the Players a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
it's like they're all in good form. Like that would be a lot of fun to watch that group too. Like I picked Morikawa to come out of that group just because it's Morikawa and ball striking probably reigns supreme. But like you can pick any one of those guys, and I wouldn't be surprised if they came out of that.
Yeah, I actually picked Max Homa coming out of that group. I just like him in the match.
I love
his personality and his mindset.
Mm-hmm. So my next question, and I guess I'll start with mine. What is one matchup that you want to see down the line, or just even in the first pairings, like even that you just like you want to tune into?
Yeah, so there's one specifically that I put my bracket like to make sure that I had this matchup in it, and it's actually in the second round. Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth. I would love to see those two play against each other.
I have
that
that
would
too.
be fun, and
that would be fun.
The one I was going to say was either that or Hovland versus Morikawa would be a lot of fun.
I put mine was even. I liked Answer versus Morikawa just because both those guys just know how to fire at pins. Like you could see like birdie on birdie on birdie in that matchup. I'm also looking forward to DeChambeau versus Zalatoris if that happens. Like what if Zalatoris can take down DeChambeau in a matchup like that? DeChambeau Finau would be a lot of fun. Like there's I feel like there's so many.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's so many.
I'm trying to find people that have like beef. I mean, anyone versus Patrick Reed, pretty much.
Give me
Patrick Reed.
Give me Spieth versus Reed.
You could see it down the line. Yeah.
What about I mean, you can literally like there's so many different matchups you can put. I wish like Koepka was playing like he played Bryson.
Yeah, I know, right?
That'd be amazing.
Or we could get Bryson versus Lee Westwood again. Possibly if we come up to that would be in the final four, I believe.
That'd be so annoying. It would be annoying. It'd be funny. But yeah, the number one, I would love to see Morikawa and Hovland, because like Hovland's just like, I don't know. I mean, Morikawa is obviously a elite ball striker. Hovland is too, really good off the tee. Like, but obviously both in the same like rookie class, pretty much. I don't know. That's one I would love to see.
That would be must see TV for us, especially.
Oh yeah.
So here's a question I have. Who was one guy, probably let's say in the top 20 of seeds, who you think will not play well in this event, in this type of event?
I'll say two. I'll say Rory, just because of his issues with his swing. You don't really know where the ball is going at all. And I'll say DJ, just because of like he hasn't really played that well. He's played like he'll go on runs like making a bunch of birdies, which is, I guess is good for this tournament. But like I feel like there's a lot of points where he doesn't really do much or makes a lot of bogeys or makes a big number. Like he didn't play well at the Players, hasn't really played much recently either. So
I'm gonna go with Webb Simpson, because I think that group has the most like potential to like send somebody out that's not the top seed.
Yeah,
Casey,
I agree. I love Casey.
Obviously playing well. Gooch playing well. Hughes.
Yeah,
I'm honestly not totally familiar with his current form, but I feel like there's a lot of potential for that not to be the top seed in the group.
I completely agree with that.
And then just also, I'm gonna say Tony Finau's group is actually sneaky good. If you look at Jason Kokrak, who's been playing pretty well recently, he's also a guy that could kind of match Tony Finau with his distance. And then obviously we have our guy Will Zalatoris, who's just been ridiculous this year. I just feel like with his ball striking, he'll be pretty good in these types of match play events. And then you have Dylan Fratelli, who we had on Who's Not a couple weeks ago, and then he came out and played pretty well the last couple of weeks.
He's very.
I wouldn't even be surprised if like
player. I feel like he's all over the place. Like he came like T2 at the Masters.
Yep.
Or something, and then or maybe
and
3.
He's on. Wait, and we said he's not hot, right?
Yeah, and then he started playing well.
Yeah, so he's probably gonna win the group and go into the final four or something like that. Something crazy.
An absolute sleeper, I think, could potentially be Harris English.
My problem with him is about him. Yeah, no one is. Which is like it's in March. It's like you pick a guy like every now and then you pick a team that's like you pick against a team that's played so bad recently, and then they go on and rattle off like 4 wins in a row, like kind of like a Syracuse. Like that could be like that could be one of those guys who hasn't played well for a while and then just rattles off like 4 wins, somehow gets hot for the right week at the right time and just goes crazy the whole weekend. So
Harris English or Buddy Boeheim?
Right.
Yeah.
And then my sleeper, just cut. I kind of mentioned it in the course preview actually, but Siwoo Kim, he's playing in Bryson DeChambeau's group, which means I feel like a lot of people aren't going to pick him coming out of that group just because he's playing with Bryson. I feel like most people are going to go Bryson, including myself. But I could definitely see Siwoo Kim coming out of that group, especially at a Pete Dye course where he just absolutely specializes.
Yeah, and I'll go. Like I said earlier, my sleeper is Corey Connors based off the way he's played. I know he's in a tough group with Wolf, Fitzpatrick, and Spieth, but I can definitely see him getting out of the group and even playing like the. I mean, the group above him is Thomas, Usain, Kisner, and Kuchar. Like that's like Thomas might not even make that. JT might not even make it out of that group. So
yeah, Kevin Kisner, specialist.
Like we think Spieth will make it out. I put Spieth making it out, but if Corey Connors makes it out, like he could play. They could play Kisner, like Kuchar, someone else other than Justin Thomas. So it could be. Yeah. There's a lot of good groups. I even see that group really until not just now. So
I mean, yeah, this is definitely one of the most interesting tournaments of the year, just based on the format. I kind of wish that there was like 1 or 2 more tournaments that kind of had this format. I'd love to see it.
Well, this is why we love the Ryder Cup and like President's Cup. It's like it's like so rare, but it's like fiery, like every hole matters, like the match play part. Like I love match play. Like,
match play is the best.
Play, and it's like watching match play is so much fun. It's intense. It's more intense, honestly.
Obviously, the Ryder Cup is the President's Cup way better than the WGC Dell Technologies. But what makes this so unique is that like you get to see guys that probably will never make a Ryder Cup or a President's Cup, most likely. Like, and it's for people that are fans of like specific players, maybe even guys who won't obviously make the Ryder Cup, you get to see them play in like that type of format.
Yeah, and like and even for like the captains, like and the people like picking like the Ryder Cup teams, like you see a guy like Kevin Kisner playing well in this, and he's like maybe up for a captain's pick. You see him like go like tear through like the match like JT and like other good players. Like you might be inclined like, okay, like this is like this is a chance for this is a chance for players to prove themselves in match play, to be like, okay, look, I can do this. I can compete with the best players in the world in this tournament. Like put me in the Ryder Cup, put me in the President's Cup. So,
yeah, absolutely.
And also,
I think it's really cool. Really cool.
There'll be fans this week, I would assume, because it's Texas. Like it's.
I think so.
Open.
I would
There's
guess
no mask mandate even. So
no, yeah, probably.
Yeah. So I'd imagine there'll be fans.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. With that being said, do you want to get into some picks? We'll make some winner picks and
do our winner best bet picks. So there's four skins on the line this week. So it's plus 120 or better or worse, however you want to put it. I'll go first. So for my winner, I got Patrick Cantlay at plus 2,200. I think if you can get past, obviously that first grouping is the biggest part, and potentially past P. Reed if that's a thing. I think the winner of that could easily win this tournament. And that being said, my best bet is Patrick Cantlay to come out of that group that includes Hideki Matsuyama, who he's not a good putter, so I at all right now, like he's awful on the greens. So I wouldn't say he's a good match play player. And Ortiz actually hasn't been playing well ever since that little hot streak. Harman obviously has been playing well, but like it's Patrick Cantlay at the end of the day. So I like him plus 138 to get out of that group.
I also have him coming out of that group in my bracket.
I do as well.
Now with my pick, I'm gonna go with Jordan Spieth plus 2,600. Now this is kind of like a gut pick, and I feel a little odd picking this because he is coming out of the toughest like part of the bracket, I believe, because to win he's going to potentially have to go through Justin Thomas, and then if he gets into a final, I mean it could be anyone, but let's say Bryson. That's gonna be a pretty tough road. But I feel like he's kind of a dog in match play. The blow up holes don't matter. So if he has like a bogey hole, I mean you just go on to the next hole and hope for a birdie. And also Texas home is his home. He's a Texas guy. They're playing in Austin. I don't know. I just love picking guys who are playing kind of close to their hometowns.
He's played well here before too. So
yeah. So I like I said, one of us has to pick him until he wins something. So I'm gonna pick him. And then for my best bet, now we said earlier, Jason Day, absolute match play dog. So in the first match, Jason Day is playing against Scotty Scheffler, and I'm going to have Jason Day plus 120 to beat Scotty Scheffler in the first match. He's won this event twice. He's unreal in match play. In 20 matches in this event, he is 13-7. So plus 120, he's the dog against Scotty Scheffler. I think he could beat him in the first match. We'll see how well that ages, because some people might be listening to this podcast on Wednesday when
I love Jason Day. I have Jason Day making out of his group this week, so I love him against Scheffler and against Schauffele even. So we'll see. So my winner actually is going to be Bryson. I just think this is, from what I've watched in previous years, like if you hit the ball a mile, like Rory or Dustin, like you can compete this tournament. Like Sergio's done it too. Like you can or Bubba's played here.
And then, but you could have the opposite too if you don't.
No, you could have like
Kevin Kisner. I mean, Matt Kuchar was in the final.
No, you definitely could. Like it's
definitely an advantage though. I agree.
Bryson, like you see those videos of like people hanging across that road, like that little cart path at the bottom of one of those par fives, like the part like. There's some really cool holes here. I think Bryson could take advantage of those holes.
It's
if he does. Sorry?
Short par 4, 13th, I was reading, and the downhill 18th. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The one you were talking about, I think, 18th.
Yeah, and I think that's what it was. But I just feel like his length is such an advantage, and
he can just rip it around the course.
Yeah, like the path, like I have him going through winning his group, obviously, and I'm going through Zalatoris, then Abraham Anster, Paul Casey, and me and JT in the final. So I think if that's ideal, if that's the final, we're on for a great tournament. So, but I think that Bryson's just too overpowering at some point, especially some on the par fives where you might have to be pressured into making going for it.
Yeah, I'm about to say another thing about Bryson the last couple of weeks, with the pressure, especially in the tournament that he won a couple weeks ago. I mean, like that was pretty much match play him against Lee Westwood, and like he didn't mess up once, and he made a bunch of clutch putts. So that's like definitely his mentality, and I feel like that's something that he could be.
Yeah, and like if you're playing match play event and like Bryson goes to the green, gets on the green in 2, like gets on the green in 1, like what are you gonna do? Like
it's intimidating.
Do you have to lay up and hope that Bryson doesn't you have to basically lay up and it's like, okay, I have to get up and down for birdie. And like now it's hard. It's gonna be hard to beat. And my best bet, G talked about it. Seawood came over Tommy Fleetwood plus 130. I don't know what match this is. Maybe it's the first match, second match. I'm not sure. But Seawood Kim, Pete Dye specialist, played well. Has played decent recently, and Fleetwood didn't play too well at the Players. So, like I love Fleetwood, but we'll see. I like Seawood Kim. Honestly, like maybe even coming out of that group as well, just because of even though Bryson's in there. So we'll see Seawood Kim pull it off.
I mean, yeah. Do you guys want to rattle off our final fours as well? Since I mean, we might as well in the bracket.
Sure. Yeah. I got where do you see the final four? Oh, I got
literally, yeah.
Cantley, Scheffler, DeChambeau, DJ.
And I have Paul Casey versus Bryson DeChambeau, Jordan Spieth versus John Rahm, and Jordan Spieth beating Bryson DeChambeau.
I have Paul Casey versus DeChambeau, and Justin Thomas versus Jason Day.
And then who do you got winning?
I had Bryson beating Justin Thomas in the final.
Bryson beating Justin Thomas. Okay.
Okay. Now off the cuff here. We also have another event this week, the Corrales Punta Cana mouthwash Open Lord. Or whatever the hell.
Yes, our name. We named this tournament.
Off the cuff, I did no research. I'm sure you guys
I've done no research.
Did the same. Let's each pick a winner.
I'm going with Sam Ryder. That's the first name that jumped out to me.
I got Taylor Pendrith.
Pendrith?
That's plus 4,000.
Oh boy. Huh? Oh, I see him.
I'm gonna stick with it. I have Jonathan Vegas again in one of these events.
I like that. I like
it. And then something popped in my mind right before we wrap this up. Say next week, or say this week we push over the skin. Next week we push over the skin. We could be headed into the Masters with like 7 skins on the line. And
some crazy number.
And like a plus 160, plus 180. I don't even know what it would be. I don't forget what we're going up by. But that'd be crazy. Like we'd be having some crazy best bets up in there.
I'd be like plus
be somebody like
300, something like that.
We might have to give a second best bet that's not part of the skin, just so people have best bets that like when they listen to the podcast, they're like, "Oh yeah, that's a good bet to take." You know what I mean? Maybe we'll have a couple joint ones if that happens.
Yeah,
we'll do like a joint one where it's like an actual best bet, not like some plus 180. And
we'll keep track of how we're doing. We're doing that. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Okay. Anything inside the clubhouse to wrap it up?
I had par 3 of guys we would want on our match play teams. Maybe we could each just pick one guy.
Just one. Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Outside the top. Let's go outside the top 30 of this event.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Now I gotta see this.
So outside top 30 seats.
I'll go first, and I'm going with my top 30 seats. I'm going with my absolute guy, Christian Gesundheit.
33rd, huh?
You played well at the Players.
Yeah.
Or you played well last week or something like that.
Doesn't understand that it's Christian Bezuidenhout. I think it's Bezuidenhout. But I just
came up with a new segment where I have to put a name of a golfer that has some crazy name on the thing, and we have to try to pronounce it without knowing what
or spell it.
Or spell it.
Oh, I can. I'm looking at it and I can't even spell. Can't even try to figure out how to spell it.
Wow, maybe next week.
Yeah. Match play team. I'll go with Sergio because I feel he's experienced and hits the ball a mile and he's fiery, and I can help him putt.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The only thing about Sergio's is his short putting.
I'll help him putt. I'll help him
like
putt.
if you're playing against Sergio in a match, like you're not trying to concede anything.
I'll give him.
Like,
I'll give him a read, and if I'll give him a read, I'll do whatever it takes to help him putt.
Oh, by the way, a little update. I now putt cross gripped or whatever.
Oh wow.
Okay.
And I'm
when did you decide that?
So I have that little like putt out mat in my living room naturally, and I've been, since it's Syracuse and can't golf during the winter, I've been grinding on it with the stroke. I think it's pretty good. It's very back and forth. No pushing, no pulling.
I personally can't. I can't do it.
Cross grip. I tried cross grip for a while. It's definitely like I feel like it works, and then like it like I don't know. I think if it really works for you, it could be really really good. So we'll see.
I personally just can't do it. I'm like very left hand dominant, and I don't know. I just can't do the cross grip for some reason.
That makes
With that being said, I do have to pick my guy that I like in match play. And since I've been on him the entire episode, I'll just say Jason Day. He's
I like Jason. I love Jason Day.
What's his rank?
44.
Okay. And we're not. And I mean, nobody said Spieth, and he's
49.
Yeah.
True. I was more just going with like shock value.
Yeah, Kisner's up there. I like Kisner.
Dude, Gesundheit's one of my guys now. I swear, I'm rooting for him in that group.
We should get him on the pod and be like, you should introduce him and be like here is
Christian Gesundheit on the
pod. he's like that's actually pronouncing my name. Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else? I think we're good. Probably.
It doesn't really matter. But I was gonna say, well, guys, should watch it on YouTube. It'll be up on Tuesday. But you guys,
good luck in your brackets.
So.
Yeah.
See if you can beat us.
You go enter the bracket challenge. Well, at this point, it might be too late if you're listening. I'm thinking about it. Hopefully we can get it out tomorrow, but probably not. We'll see. Either way, you'll be able to listen to some of this stuff. Just some good insight on the tournament.
Yeah, and winners.
Next week we got the Houston Open.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. And then we're getting close to the Masters. So.
And then we got the Masters. We got to do something big for the Masters. I don't know what we'll do.
It feels weird seeing the Masters commercials and being like, oh yeah, like the Masters.
Are they having
a couple months ago?
Trevor, are they having patrons at the Masters?
I don't know. I've been asked this question so many times, and I've been meaning to talk to my dad about it so many times, and I have no idea what to expect from. I think there are limited fans. I think that's from what I've heard. There's limited.
I would
fans,
imagine.
But I don't know.
We'll see. This year might be your year. It might not be your year. So
it might. We'll I mean, it's the time is ticking, so I gotta find out.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah. Let's hope some of you guys, hopefully some of the listeners, not some randoms, win the Pin High March Madness Challenge. Get some nice prizes, and we'll see you next week for the Houston Open.